3 years ago, 10-year-old Sophie Fairall died following a year-long battle with cancer. Among the many things she wanted to change about her experience in hospital was the lack of food provision for parents.
And now, thanks to the work of a charity set up in her name, a new pilot project is aiming to do just that. We're joined now by Sophie's mum, Charlotte. Good morning to you.
Morning.
Morning.
We also have Kirsty Lewis, who's Senior Matron for Acute Children's Services at Wolverhampton Hospital, where she joins us this morning. Good morning to you, Kirsty, as well.
Good morning. Hi, everyone.
Charlotte, let's talk about Sophie, shall we? Let's talk about why this is in her name. What had she noticed while she was ill and receiving treatment?
So we were obviously in for the year of our journey, her journey really, with cancer, and she noticed that I wasn't getting fed when I was in with her, and she didn't want me to leave her in order to go and get food. It was in COVID times that she was unwell, so in order for me to leave, she was on her own, and she didn't want to be.
And this would mean going to a canteen on another floor in the hospital or having to leave the hospital to get food?
Yes. So the only access is going to buy food. There wasn't any provision to do that. There was a parents' room with a kettle and microwave, but who would pack things to go always with you to, feed yourself? It was just, so you would go and buy it. So the extra expense of going to do that was huge.
And I think there have been examples, haven't there, of parents who, like you, had children with long-term conditions and illnesses who would, I think, bring in a loaf of bread just so that they were ready to make sandwiches.
Yeah, we've had one story recently where a parent brought in a loaf of bread and a multi-pack of crisps to have crisp sandwiches a week because that's all they could afford, which is just heartbreaking, really, to be honest.
So the idea now, Charlotte, let's go to Kirsty and find out more on a ward. Very good morning to you. Thank you for taking time out, by the way, because I can see it's a busy ward behind you. So thank you for that. Tell us about this scheme and how it will work in practice for you.
Yeah, so what we're going to be offering is a meal voucher for our families to take to one of our trust-owned food outlets, and they will be able to exchange that voucher for a meal, which can be anything from a sandwich, salad, soup, cottage pie, lasagna, and they can then either bring that back to the ward or they can sit at one of our cafes and eat that and have some time away.
I wonder, Kirsty, I know you and your staff do everything you can for the patients in your care. Charlotte was talking about parents, their situations, the people the loved ones who are spending a lot of time in hospital. You must be very conscious of trying as best you can to look after those people as well.
Yeah, I think anybody that's had a child in hospital can appreciate how stressful, how emotional, how tiring it is. And we really understand and appreciate the importance of parents being involved in their children's care. And we really rely on that. So for us, it's really important that, that they're able to do that. And part of that is keeping parents well as well. And it's really important that they maintain their energy levels. And obviously a big part of that is through what they eat. And so we're really, really excited about the opportunity to offer families proper food. And we want to get away from situations like Charlotte's just talked about, where families are surviving on bags of crisps and chocolate bars.
Charlotte, Sophie sounded like quite a demanding young woman, in the sense that her legacy, it wasn't just this that she wanted. There were like 5 things that she was demanding in terms of improvement, and which is impressive. She was 9 years old. Yeah. An impressive young woman to kind of think about others and observing what was going on. What was she demanding, or demanding of you to continue working on?
Yeah, so she wanted, obviously, parents to be fed, which is what we've been doing. She wanted improvements to children's food, 7-day-a-week play service across all hospitals, and improvements to children's cancer, which we've been working on, and I know you've reported on before as well. So we've been trying to work on all 5, which is no mean feat.
It's interesting because we were talking to Wes Streeting, the health secretary, earlier, and one very clear message, and you'll see it from all the front pages, there are things to be paid for and there are choices to be made. So it does seem that a lot of this will come down to people like you raising money for charity and hoping for the generosity of people who can afford it at this moment in time.
Yeah, this project that we're working on is funded solely by our charity, Sophie's Legacy, and we wouldn't have been able to do this had it not been our supporters who'd raised the money, which is incredible that we can go around 15 hospitals around the country and actually make a huge impact to those families that stay in and improve that. And not just the short term, because all of these hospitals, the idea is that it carries on long term, it embeds as part of what they offer now to parents.
Kirsty, let's pick up with you again. Sorry, I'm not sure if I missed it. Is it already in operation in your hospital, or are you rolling it out from now?
Sorry.
That's all right, Kirsty. I'll try. Hopefully you can hear me now. Kirsty, my question was whether or not you are already operating the voucher scheme, whether it's already in place and actually working.
Yeah, so we started our scheme on Monday of this week, and already the feedback from the parents has been amazing, and it's amazing that such a small thing really can make such a big difference to our families and how they experience their time with us whilst they're in hospital, and they're already telling us the difference that it makes, which is really nice to hear.
And I imagine, Kirsty, as well, that the children they're so concerned about also see the impact of more relaxed parents.
Sorry, struggling
That's
to
all
hear
right,
you.
Kirsty, I'll try again. So what I was saying, it's Naga, what I was saying is that when the parents are happy, the children then don't have to worry about their parents as well. Even though they're sick, that's what children tend to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's one of the really special things about Sophie's Legacy is that, you know, when she was going through such a terrible time and she would have been feeling so poorly, that actually her thoughts were for the well-being of her mum and dad during that time, and that's a really amazing thing. And obviously the legacy now that Sophie has given to us means that we can now try and drive that and deliver that to all of the families that come into hospital with their unwell children.
It must make you feel very proud hearing that.
Yeah, I'm super proud. I know lots of people think that they ask me, you know, how would Sophie feel now with this happening? But I twist it really that I'm actually so proud to be her mum, that she knew that she was dying at only age 9 and she was just turned 10 when she died, but she knew what her fate was, and yet she had the ability to think of others in that time for a legacy that she was never going to see. And I think that's quite remarkable, and I'm just super proud to be her mum.
Very lovely to meet you, Charlotte. Thank you so much. And a big thank you as well to you, Kirsty. Well done for keeping it all up together there. It's a very busy ward, I can see, although I think quite a lot of your colleagues have disappeared while you're on the telly. Have they all disappeared? Because it was busy just before we came to you. The trolley was there, and I think they've all done a runner to stay off the cameras. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is a bit out of our comfort zone.
You've done really well, and thank you, and thanks for all the work you do. Nice to speak to you.
So not only do the likes of Kirsty do what they do, they then easily, just like that, adapt, pop an earpiece in and get ready to broadcast. It's fantastic. Charlotte, thank you.
Thank you.